Okay, I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, mute yourself, please. And good morning again. And we'll start with the topic of the second unit, which is the differential amplifier, which can be operated in the mode of subtractor. So, in mathematics, we need too many operations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, out of which we have seen what is addition, averaging, and summing amplifier. Here we'll see the subtractor. For that, we need one of the polarity minus one of the polarity plus. So we'll be using differential mode of operational amplifier, wherein both the terminals are fed to the source. Now you can see here on this PPT, there I have shown the differential mode of operation. I'll use highlighter. Here you can see source V2 is used and it is connected to the inverting terminal of op-amp. Then source V1, which is connected to the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp, that is plus sign. And you can see the network. Feedback resistance R2 is connected between output terminal of op-amp and the inverting terminal of op-amp. And one input resistance R1 is connected between the source V2 and the inverting terminal of the op-amp. Similarly, this network is identical. You can see R4 is connected in between the non-inverting terminal and the ground, and one more resistance, which is the input resistance to V1, that is R3, connected between source V1 and the non-inverting terminal of the operational amplifier. Again, what we are looking at, the topic is differential amplifier analysis. So if we are doing analysis of op-amp, we already said that we will be using the ideal characteristic of op-amp. So we will not be repeating this thing several times in this PPT. So I will be saying that the ideal op-amp will have what IB minus, current passing into the terminal, will be 0. Then current passing into the terminal non-inverting, IB plus, will be equal to 0. The differential voltage VD will be equal to 0. And input impedance Ri will be equal to infinite. As the input impedance is infinite, of course the current will be 0. So analysis of this will be, there are more than one source. You can see here, we are not using either V1 or V2. There are two sources, that is V1, and V1 is connected into the non-inverting terminal into this circuit, and V2 is connected to the inverting terminal of this circuit. Therefore, as you know, the network analysis, to get output of this circuit, that is Vout expression, we need to observe the effect of individual sources, that is V1 and V2, which is only possible by what? Only possible by superposition theorem that you already known in network analysis. What is the superposition theorem? In superposition theorem, we use one of the sources and remaining sources are connected to the ground, that voltage will be equal to 0. So we will be analyzing this circuit by two cases. In case 1, we will keep V1 is equal to 0 volt, that is nothing but ground. Means I will ground V1 source and V2 source will be active or present. And in case 2, we will do reverse action, that assuming that source V2 is at ground, that is 0, and source V1 is active or present. So we'll move to the superposition theorem. We'll apply superposition theorem on this circuit in next PPT. Here you can see the topic, the differential amplifier. The differential amplifier by superposition theorem, where I connected V1 to ground and V2 is present. So you can see this is the original circuit, whichever we have seen in previous slide. And after making these changes, that is V1 is equal to 0 and V2 is active, that is present. In that case, this V1 will be having ground here. As it is grounded, V1 is grounded, you can see here resistance R3 and R4 are connected in same terminal, that is non-inverting terminal and the ground. That's why you can see in the equivalent circuit here, next second circuit figure 2, Figure 2 is the equivalent of first whenever we are considering that V1 is ground. That's why these two resistances comes in parallel, that is R4 and R3. So I kept what? R4 and R3 parallel in between non-inverting terminal and the ground. And next is V2 is present. No worry about that. V2 is present and it is connected to the inverting terminal. Now you please look at this circuit, this one, which is equivalent of the first circuit or first figure after application of superposition theorem. And this circuit is very easy, that we have already seen in previous topic. This is nothing but simply inverting amplifier, because inverting terminal is fed by one of the source and another terminal, that is non-inverting terminal, is grounded through one of the resistance, which is parallel combination of R3 and R4. Therefore, all the students are requested to mute themselves. Okay. Now here, this equivalent circuit is simply an inverting amplifier. That's why the output voltage V out with the effect of source V2. So I mentioned here V out 2. So V out 2 will be what? Will be just the inverting operation of V2. So figure 2 is an equivalent of figure 1. By superposition theorem, your V2 is present and V1 is ground. Therefore, the circuit is an simply inverting amplifier here. So for inverting amplifier, very simple formula, V out 2, which is output effect due to the source V2, is minus sign is for inverting. What is gain of this circuit? Gain will be the feedback resistance divided by input resistance. Feedback resistance is R2, input resistance is R1. That's why the gain of this circuit is minus R2 by R1, and multiply by what is the input? Only one input is present, that is V2. So multiply by V2. So simply here, equivalent circuit is inverting amplifier, and we get the formula for inverting amplifier, that is V out is equal to minus R2 by R1 into V2. We'll move to the next PPT. Here, what is done? The analysis of the differential amplifier with another source. The topic is differential amplifier by superposition theorem when V2 is grounded and V1 is present. We are considering second case. Now V2 is ground, so you can see here I have used equivalent. Here is the first figure, original figure V2, that I made ground here, and V1 is present in first figure. So its equivalent is V1 is present. Then R3 and R4 is as it is connected. R3 and R4 is as it is connected. So current will pass due to source. Source is at say positive potential and this is ground. Of course, current will pass through R3 in this direction, because no current will pass into the non-inverting terminal or inverting terminal. Now here you cannot say what mode of operation is there in figure 3. But we will be able to calculate what is voltage at this point, that is the voltage at non-inverting terminal. And voltage at non-inverting terminal can be calculated by simply voltage divider law, because voltage at non-inverting terminal will be voltage across R4, which I have shown the polarity plus up and minus down, because current is passing from V non-inverting towards ground. So plus up and minus ground. So V non-inverting is nothing but VNI is nothing but voltage drop across R4, and due to the effect of V1, so we may simply apply voltage divider law here. That shows that whatever the resistance across which we need voltage, that will be in numerator, that is R4, divided by total resistance. Total resistance in the network will be R3 plus R4, and multiply by applied source will be V1. So in this way, we can calculate what is the voltage at non-inverting terminal, that is VNI. And again, this circuit will be equivalent to this. Like I have R1 and R2 network connected in inverting and output, and then I know that At this terminal, non-inverting terminal, I have voltage R4 by R3 plus R4 multiplied by C1 simply by voltage divider rule. Now, if you look at this figure, you just look at this figure. I will say the figure number 4. Looking at the figure number 4, it is very simple circuit which we already learned in previous topic. That will be a non-inverting amplifier because one of the voltage is connected to non-inverting terminal. A feedback resistance R2 is connected between inverting and the output, and one resistance is connected between inverting and the ground. So this mode of operation will be of course non-inverting operation, and in non-inverting operation what is the gain? Gain will be 1 plus R2 by R1. So what is Vout1? We are interested in output of this circuit due to effect of V1. It will be Vout1 will be equal to 1 plus R2 by R1 into the voltage present at non-inverting terminal, and that is nothing but V and I. So Vout1 will be equal to gain of the non-inverting amplifier, which is 1 plus R2 by R1 multiplied by applied voltage at non-inverting terminal itself. Don't consider this voltage. Don't consider this voltage V1 because we in non-inverting mode, we need exact voltage connected at the non-inverting terminal itself without any divider network or anything. So by this formula, we get the output. And what we'll do, we'll put the value of non-inverting voltage V and I into this formula. So non-inverting voltage we already calculated here, which is R4 by R3 plus R4 multiplied by V1. So putting here the value of non-inverting voltage V and I, the complete formula will be Vout1 is equal to 1 plus R2 by R1 multiplied by R4 upon R3 plus R4 into V1. So this comes in form of output V1 and all the resistances connected. So this is the final formula when source V1 is present, which is connected to non-inverting terminal, and source V2 is grounded. Now here, because what we did using superposition theorem, here we calculated effect of V2, so it will be V02 or Vout2. Here we calculated effect of V1, which is referred as Vout1. So we have individual outputs due to V1 and V2 called Vout1 and Vout2, and composite whenever we are looking at the effect of V1 and V2 both together, then it will be Vout is equal to Vout1 plus Vout2. So you can see here the differential amplifier as a subtractor here. Therefore, the overall output of the differential amplifier is given by Vout will be equal to effect of V1, that is Vout1, plus effect of V2, that is Vout2. Putting the value of Vout1 and Vout2, which we already calculated on previous PPT, that is Vout will be equal to non-inverting wala Vout1 is 1 plus R2 by R1 into R4 by R3 plus R4 into V1, and Vout equation is minus R2 by R1 multiplied by source V2. So this formula will give you composite output, which is the effect of V1 as well as V2 together. And for simple subtraction, what I said, we will see the differential amplifier as a subtractor. There is no gain, suppose. So no gain means I am subtracting one quantity from another. There will not be, say, attenuation or amplification of any source. So simple subtraction is source V1 minus V2. So I am expecting V1 and V2 subtracting. So Vout will be equal to V1 minus V2. That is non-inverting पे जो लगा है, that minus inverting. For that, what we need to do? We need to choose all the resistances equal. If I choose all the resistances equal, that is R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R4, is equal to R or say 10K, 5K, whatever. You can see, you can put value R. This here it will be 1 plus R by R. So it will be 2. Here what? 1 upon say R upon R plus R, that will be 1 by 2. So 2 into 1 by 2, it will be 1. So only V1 will remain in the equation. And here minus of R by R, it will be minus 1. So only V2 will remain in the equation. So simply by putting all the resistance value in differential amplifier of equal standard value, then we'll get the subtraction operation V1 minus V2. Again, I will come back to you before moving to the numerical based on this. So till the time, I need some feedback from you, whether you are getting the concept of differential amplifier, wanted to repeat something, or shall I move to the numerical based on whatever we have seen, that is differential amplifier. Yes, anybody of you can unmute yourself and talk to me. Are you getting everything? Very simple analysis. You can go through the PPT later on. I will upload it on the Teams. Am I audible? Yes, Abhijit Warekar. Abhijit, am I audible to you? Abhijit, are you there? Warekar. Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, whatever I'm talking is going smooth, right? Okay. Anybody any question till now so that I can move further? I hope you have notebook and calculators with you, because we'll be taking numerical based on the analysis of differential amplifier, whatever we learned till time. Okay. Nobody is responding. I hope everything is going smooth. So coming back to the PPT again, simply subtractor operation can be, the conclusion is simply subtraction operation can be possible with differential mode of op-amp, provided that all the resistances in the differential mode are equal, so that we get Vout is equal to V1 minus V2. Now, you may go through the numerical if you have pen and calculator and notebook with you. Numerical 1, that is based on differential amplifier as a simply subtractor. So numerical is design the circuit to get difference of two sources, wherein one source signal is to be amplified by 0.75 and another source signal is to be attenuated by 50% of its original strength. So this is the problem statement given, wherein from this, to get a difference of two inputs, you have to understand that you have to use differential mode of operation. Then another is given data is what? Difference of two signal input sources means what? Subtractor means the differential amplifier circuit. I have used shortcut here, DA. Capital DA is the differential amplifier circuit as shown in the figure, because circuit will not change, whatever we have seen before. So same circuit is here. Then what is the another? As per the problem statement, one of the source is to be amplified by 0.75. So 0.75 will be the gain, and source I'm considering what it is, V1, and another source is to be attenuated 50%. If I say 1, it will be 100%. 50% of 1 will be 0.5. So there will be 50% attenuation of V2. So minus 0.5 V2. So this is the problem statement. I made equation using this. Like if source V2 is of 2 volts and I want 50% attenuation, it must be 1 volt. So to make 2 volt into 1 volt, you have to multiply 2 volt by 0.5. So it will become 50% attenuated. So by this statement, I made an equation that is 0.75 into V2 plus, sorry, minus 0.5 into V2. 0.75 into V1 minus 0.5 into V2. So putting the values, so V1 multiplier, what is the multiplier of V1? Multiplier of V1 is the non-inverting gain, that is 1 plus R2 by R1 multiplied by the attenuation factor, that is R4 upon R4 plus R3, and which is equal to, of course, because I want this one, which is equal to 0.75. And another, I'm interested in this 0.5, which is of course inverting mode of operation. So in inverting mode of operation, gain of V2 will be R2 by R1. So ratio R2 by R1 will be 0.5. So looking at the equation, you have to choose the proper value of the resistances, standard value of the resistances. So I have selected R2 is equal to 10K and hence R1 is equal to 5K. So if you put R2 here 10K, R1 5K, then 10K divided by 5K, it will be 0.5. So one of the part of the equation is solved with this. Okay, let's come here. What will be the ratio? It is 1 plus R2 by R1. So R2 by R1 is already 0.5 plus 1, it will be 1.5. Let's come to the R3 and R4. So 1.5 को कौन factor से multiply किया तो answer will be 0.75. Accordingly, I have choose what? 10K. R3 and R4 is 10K. So R4 divided by R3 plus R4 means it will be 10K divided by 20K. So half, that is 0.5. So here initially it was 1.5. 1.5 multiplied by 0.5, answer comes 0.75. So you have to just use your mathematics skill and accordingly choose resistance values R1, R2, R3 and R4. I received one message, personal message from one of the students on my WhatsApp that, sir, what will be the range of the resistances that you are choosing in inverting, non-inverting or feedback resistance, and how to choose that. So my opinion is use standard value. I already said that like 5K is a standard value. You will not see the resistance of value 3K. You will not see resistance value 9K. So use standard value like 1K, 2.2K, 5K, 10K, then like 50K, likewise 22K is also available. So accordingly you have to use standard value, first thing. Second, you should not choose very low value like 100 ohm, 200 ohm, 500 ohm or few ohm, because if we choose such kind of values, your calculation may be say accurate looking at the mathematics, but looking at the circuitry, it will affect on the input impedances and output impedances of the circuit. Ideally input impedance must be very, very high, and if you choose low value of say R1 and R2 and R3, then input impedance will drop to equivalent of whatever value you are taking. So that's why what happens, source, whatever source we are connecting, like these are the source V1 and V2 that you are connecting, there will be load on the op amp if you are choosing very low value in ohm range. So use kilo ohm range. My suggestion is to use 5K to 100K with proper ratio, and if you want very, very high gain, then you may go into the mega ohm range. If 5K to 100K is sufficient, if your gain is very, very high, then you may move to the 500K or 1 meg. Okay, so using very high value of resistance in mega ohm like 10 mega ohm and say 20 mega ohm, this is also not feasible in consideration to the circuit. Using very low value in ohm, it is also not feasible considering other parameter of the op amp like input impedance is get affected if you use very low value. So use in the range of 5K to 100K, that will be suitable, and valuer will say understand that student knows how to choose proper value of the component. So this problem is solved. As this is online lecture and there are limitations, I have not kept the intermediate calculations here, like 1 plus R2 by R1. So putting the value of R2 and R1, it will be 1.5 and likewise. So there are certain limitations. That's why I asked you to have notebook and the calculator and pen with you. So you can write it down in your notebook while the lecture is going on. Else, later on, you may refer to the video and dictate the detailed notes. So I will move to the next, numerical 2. That numerical 2 is also based on the differential amplifier. As this is my practice, I teach one of the topic, and based on that I will conduct 2-3 examples, and after completion of unit we will see whatever all the papers, university exam papers, based on unit number 2nd, I will conduct those examples as well. In this also there are examples from the paper, but I don't exactly remember from which paper it is taken. I will. Anybody want to talk to me? If no, mute your mic. Anybody wanted to talk to me? Yes, Sudhanshu Pawar. Mute your mic. I can mute from my side, but don't unmute yourself until and unless it is very essential. So moving back to the second numerical, that is also based on subtractor, that is differential amplifier. The numerical is design a circuit that provides the difference of two inputs. It's of course V1 minus V2, two input sources with gain of 5. So what is the operation here? The operation is you have to subtract two inputs and amplify it with the gain of 5. So just focusing on the statement, that is very important. Writing given data is also important, and once you get a proper equation, then everything is easy. The difference of two input sources means subtractor circuit using differential amplifier mode. As shown in the figure, you can see I have not changed the figure. Figure is still figure 1, which is differential amplifier. I have used figure caption here, figure 1. In previous PPT also you can see the figure 1 is same. So I copy pasted here. So figure 1 is this. What is the statement? Statement is difference of two input sources. Input sources is non-inverting and inverting, that is V1. Generally non-inverting को जो हम voltage लगा रहे हैं, assign V1 to that, and inverting को जो लगा रहे हैं, assign V2 to that to avoid confusion. This is the standard. If you refer certain books, non-inverting source is always shown by V1 and inverting source is shown by V2. Somewhere it is VA and VB. So difference is V1 minus V2, and which is to be amplified by a factor 5. So I multiplied both with subtraction of V1 and V2 by a factor 5. So wherein gain is equal to 5. Gain is equal to 5. So what is my final output voltage equation? Final output voltage equation after application of superposition theorem. You have to remember this, or else you should be able to derive it on rough pages during the exam. So Vot is equal to 1 plus R2 upon R1, which is nothing but a non-inverting gain, this one, and this one R4 upon R3 plus R4 multiplied by V1. This is nothing but the voltage at non-inverting terminal, minus this will be inverting gain R2 by R1 multiplied by source V2. Now selecting the resistances, select resistance R2 is equal to R4. I am saying that my R2, this resistance is similar to this resistance. R2 and R4 is same. And selecting R3 is equal to R1. So this resistance R3 is similar to R1. In certain books you can see wherever such kind of statement is occurs, there is only two notations. This is called R1, this is called R2, this is called again R1, and this is called R2. So don't get confused. For analysis purpose, we have used separate notations R1, R2, R3, and R4, so that you will be able to understand the complete formula. That's why we are using 4 notations for 4 resistance. But if you are using R1 and R2 only, or you can equate those resistances, R4 is nothing but R2 and R3 is nothing but R1. So put the values. So what will be this? It will be 1 plus R2 by R1. It will be R2 by R1 plus R2, and it will be still R2 by R1. So if you do the mathematics on this equation, you will get V out is equal to R2 by R1. This will be gain of differential amplifier if R2 and R4 is same and R1 and R3 is same. Multiply by differential voltage V1 minus V2. So, because what it comes, if you do this mathematics, it will be R1, whatever I am highlighting, it will be R1 upon R1 plus R2 upon R1. What will be this? This will be what? R2 upon R1 plus R2. So R1 plus R2 form this denominator, and R1 plus R2 form numerator of first term will get cancelled, and it will be simply R2 by R1. So what will be the new formula? New formula will be R2 by R1 into V1 minus R2 by R1 into V2. So I took R2 by R1 outside of the bracket, and in the bracket we have V1 minus V2. So after doing this, therefore select the standard values of the resistances in kilo ohm range. I recommend more than 5K and less than 100K value. So I choose 25 is the R2. So this R2 is 25K and 5K is the R1. So this R1 is 5K. So 25K divided by 5K, it will be 25 by 5, it will be 5. There will not be unit to the gain. So it will be simply 5, and we'll get final equation 5 into V1 minus V2. This will be the final equation. So this is how we have solved this problem statement, which is design of the difference of 2 input sources with gain of 5. So this was the second numerical, design numerical. You may get another multiplying factor. Somebody may say 2.5 into V1 minus V2. Somebody may say 10 into V1 minus V2. Somebody may say individual factors, जैसे कि हमने previous example में लिए हैं, like 0.75 for V1 and 0.5 for V2. So this was the second numerical based on only subtractor circuit, that is V1 minus V2. So what we have seen till the time, inverting summing operations, non-inverting summing operation means addition we have done. In this PPT, we have seen differential mode to subtract two quantity. So subtraction operation is done. What if the equation is having both the operation together, that is addition as well as subtraction, like an equation V out is equal to V1 plus V2 in the bracket of course, minus in bracket V4 minus V3 plus V4. Means हमें V1 V2 addition करना है, V3 और V4 addition करना है, and whatever is the addition of V1 and V2, उसमें से we have to subtract V3 and V4. So next topic is using differential amplifier mode, of course, is the operation of addition as well as subtraction simultaneously or together. Again we will be using DA mode, that is differential amplifier mode of operation. So adder and subtractor together. So what is this? This is nothing but a mixed mode. We have seen inverting adder, we have seen non-inverting adder, and we have seen subtractor. If we are combining these together, then it will be simply adder and subtractor operation together. So in this, before moving forward further, I would like to talk to you because I'm listening to some noise. Yes, anybody wanted to, any query? Wanted to discuss any query? Lakshmi, yes. Lakshmi, any query? Her name?
No, sir.
So unmute yourself. Sorry, mute yourself. Until and unless you have any query or you are having problem with my speed or teaching technique, don't interrupt by unmuting your mic. Okay. So going back to the adder and subtractor. Okay. So here we need both the operations together. That is V1 and V2 will be added. Why these are added? Because V1 and V2, these two are together connected to the non-inverting terminal. So it will act like non-inverting adder V1 plus V2. Similarly, V3 and V4 are togetherly connected to the inverting terminal of differential amplifier. So it will be added together, that is V3 plus V4. So there will be two addition operation here, V1 plus V2 and V3 plus V4, but both the operations are carried out at different ends. This is V1 plus V2 is carried out at non-inverting terminal, so they will be having plus sign, but V3 and V4 addition is carried out at inverting terminal, so it will be having minus sign. So minus in bracket V3 plus V4. The equations are on later slide. So this, and what we are using minus terminal and plus terminal, that is non-inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal together. That's why it is called difference mode or differential mode. So we will analyze this circuit. There are more than one source. So of course, here you can see V1 and V2 are connected to non-inverting terminal, V3 and V4 connected to inverting terminal. Therefore, to get the output equation V out, we need to observe the effect of individual sources, that is V1, V2, V3 and V4, which is possible only by using superposition theorem. You are well known to the superposition theorem because it is covered in the network analysis. So we'll see the effect of individual sources on this circuit using superposition theorem. Is what I will do. I will keep V1 active or present and remaining sources, that is 2, 3 and 4, I will ground. In next, I will do V2 active or present, remaining V1, V3 and V4 grounded. Similarly for V3 and V4. So this is how we will be using superposition theorem. You can see the network is symmetric because all the resistance value, the resistance connected along with source are having notation R. Resistance in feedback, that is output and inverting terminal, that is also R. And resistance in the non-inverting terminal is also R. So this is a symmetric network. All the resistances are equal. Let's go for the superposition theorem and analysis of this circuit. So what I did here, I am using adder and subtractor by superposition theorem, and I kept V3 active. I kept V3 present. So I will whatever the output I will be getting will be the effect of V3. That's why I'm saying that it is V03. So in previous figure, I kept V3 active. So V3 is connected to the inverting terminal, I and V, through resistance R, and V4 का क्या हुआ है? V4 is grounded, which is here. So another R, whatever another R is present in the network will be connected to the ground and this inverting terminal. And what about So V4 is ground. What about V1 and V2? V1 and V2 is also ground. That is 0 volt. I mentioned here on the PPT. You'll be getting this PPT after this lecture. So यहाँ पे V1 है. Here it is V2. Both are ground. So these two resistances V1 और V2 के साथ जो थे, both the resistances will come in parallel with R, which is already there in non-inverting terminal and the ground. So you can see three resistances, this R, and this R, having all equal value. They comes in parallel. So in equivalent circuit, second circuit जो बताया है मैंने is the equivalent. In equivalent circuit, the equivalent of three parallel resistances, equal resistances, will be having R by 3. Suppose each resistance is having 15K value, so it will be 15 parallel to 15 parallel to 15. So it will be 15 divided by 3. So this effective resistance will be of 5K only. Another, you can see here, this is V3. What will be this voltage? This voltage will be V3 by 2. How it is calculated? V3 by 2 is the voltage across this R. I am making polarity here because this V3 will pass current in this direction. Now, I want voltage across this resistance R. So simply it is used voltage divider rule. So it will be what? R divided by R plus R. So it will be R upon twice R is nothing but 1 by 2 multiplied by the source. Source is V3. That's why the voltage here at this terminal, is V3 by 2. So V3 by 2 is the voltage. Why it is getting V3 by 2? Because the parallel effect of these two resistances, R and R, which are parallel. So that's why the equivalent circuit में the source, effective source will be V3 by 2, and due to the effect of two resistances, voltage divider loss से जो हो रहा है, this resistance and this resistance. I'll repeat it. I will remove the previous ink that I used using highlighter. I'll repeat it. This is the V3 by 2, which is the voltage across this resistance R. How it is obtained? It is obtained using voltage divider law. Voltage divider law is R in numerator. Total resistance is in denominator, that is R plus R. So it will be twice R. So it will be R upon twice R is nothing but 1 by 2 multiplied by V3. So it will be V3 by 2 present at this point. But this V3 by 2 is how it comes? Due to the effect of this R and this R. So it effective resistance Thevenin's वगैरह apply किया तो effective resistance will be R by 2. So that's why in equivalent circuit I get the effective source is V3 by 2, and it is due to the resistive effect Thevenin's equivalent is R by 2. And this R is as it is in the feedback. So this R is similar in the feedback. And in non-inverting terminal, R by 3 is towards down. There will not be effect of this resistance on the output equation. So you can see what is the equivalent circuit. If you look at this circuit is simply an inverting amplifier, where we need to consider inverting gain multiply by source, and that has a minus sign because of inverting mode. So the output V03 is obtained in this way. This V03 is nothing but the inverting gain. What will be the inverting gain? Inverting gain will be feedback resistance divided by input resistance. What is feedback resistance? Feedback resistance is R. What is input resistance? Input resistance is R by 2. So R by 2 multiply by what is source now? Source is not V3. Don't consider this. Source is effective source is V3 by 2, and I have multiplied V3 by 2. As I said, it is inverting mode. This is inverting mode. So minus sign is kept here. So looking at this, it will be what? R upon R by 2 will be 2. So 2 to get cancelled here, only V3 remains and minus sign. So what is V03? Output V03 in this network is simply minus of V3. Now I have to see the effect of V4, and if you see the effect of V4, as it is symmetric network, the operations or analysis will be same. So I'll move to the next slide, and on next slide, I'll see the effect of V4. Effect of V4. So what I did, I kept V4 here, V3 ground. So here is V3 which is ground. Then V1, V2 is already ground. V1, V2, V1 is here, say V2 is here. That is already ground to this. So effective parallel value of 3R will be R by 3 as it is here. And whatever we have seen, V4 due to this voltage divider network here, V4 will be effective voltage will be V4 by 2 due to the value of R by 2. So I get this type of network, and this is also similar to previous slide, that is simply inverting operational amplifier. So I will be calculating V04. V04 I will get in similar way by superposition theorem due to source V4. V04 will be the inverting gain, that is R by 2 into V4 by 2. So this source V4 by 2. So and minus sign is for inverting. So R upon R by 2 and V into V4 by 2, 2 get cancelled. R by R is 1. So it will be simply minus V4. So V04 is minus V4. V03 is minus V3. So we got two results due to individual effect of V3 and V4. We'll move to the effect of V1 and V2, that is in non-inverting, not in inverting. So we'll move to the next slide. So here also we have seen the adder subtractor operation we are looking at. Superposition we are applying. On two sources we already applied superposition. Now I will keep active V1 and remaining are grounded. So you can see in the image I kept V1 active, V2 is to this resistance is connected to the ground, and V3 here and V4 here which is connected to the ground. And what all you need to do, just the parallel combination ka jo bhi solution hai that, and whatever you are using voltage divider rule and all those. So you can see the equivalent here, keeping V1 active. These two resistors comes in parallel. So parallel combination of two similar resistances will be half of that resistance. So here in inverting terminal, I have effective resistance of these two resistors, which is nothing but R by 2. Then here parallel combination of these two resistors will be again R by 2. So I converted these two resistors into R by 2, and V1 connected to one resistance R, V1 connected to one resistance R to the non-inverting terminal of op-amp, And now we are interested in calculating this non-inverting voltage. How to calculate this non-inverting voltage? Because this V1 will pass current in this direction towards ground. So voltage developed across R by 2 will be in this polarity, plus minus, and this voltage is nothing but non-inverting voltage. We are interested in calculating non-inverting voltage VNI. That would be, of course, calculated by voltage divider rule. So in voltage divider rule, jiske across ka voltage nikalna hai, that would be in numerator, and addition of total network resistance will be in numerator multiplied by applied source voltage. So here V non-inverting voltage is this. Now we get V non-inverting is equal to R2 by 2, because iske across ka hame voltage nikalna hai R2 by 2. Then divide by total resistance R plus R2 by 2. So this R plus R2 by 2 multiply by applied source is V1. Then if you do this mathematical manipulation, you will get final value of non-inverting terminal voltage is 1 by 3 V1. Now if I get the voltage at this point, I shall erase the ink so that you will get it in better way. Again the highlighter. So what I get? I got the value of non-inverting voltage now, which is nothing but 1 by 3 into V1, or you may say V1 by 3. I got this. So equivalent circuit I made. I reduce this network. इसका कोई काम नहीं मुझे अभी. I reduce this network. Non-inverting terminal पे voltage है 1 by 3 V1 or V1 by 3, and remaining as it is. R is connected between output and the inverting terminal, and inverting terminal and ground उसमें लगा है R by 2. So what is mode of operation here? This third figure is nothing but it is simply non-inverting operational amplifier. So output will be non-inverting gain into the applied voltage at non-inverting terminal. So coming here, non-inverting amplifier है ये equivalent circuit जो है. Coming here, due to source 1, output will be V01, effect of source 1. Non-inverting gain is 1 plus feedback resistance. You can see feedback resistance is R, divided by input resistance is R by 2, multiplied by non-inverting voltage is VNI. And in this, putting the value of VNI, what is value of VNI? VNI is V1 by 3. So putting value here, VNI ki, you'll get V01 is equal to 1 plus R upon R by 2 into VNI ki value 1 by 3 into V1. So this ratio comes 3. 1 plus R upon R by 2. So 1 plus this ratio comes 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 gets cancelled. The effect of source 1, the output is referred by V01 is only V1, because this will be 3 into 1 by 3 into V1. 3 gets cancelled, we'll get only V1. So effect of source 1 on adder subtractor is V01 is equal to V1. Similarly you can see I'm looking at effect of source V2. I'll go fast here because already discussed detailed in previous slide. V2 ka effect, I'll be calculating VNI. I'll be taking parallel values of these resistances. Parallel value of these resistances is R by 2 and R by 2 here. We'll be calculating the non-inverting terminal voltage simply by voltage divider rule, that is R by 2 divided by R plus R by 2 into V2. So it comes what? Non-inverting voltage comes similar, because symmetric circuit is there. There's no change in resistance. All the resistances are equal. So V non-inverting terminal is 1 by 3 V2 or V2 by 3 we can say. So effect of source 2 on this circuit using superposition theorem will be non-inverting gain, because this is again the non-inverting mode of operation. Non-inverting gain multiplied by non-inverting voltage. So non-inverting gain is 1 plus R upon R by 2, because R is feedback resistance, R by 2 is the input resistance. So R upon R by 2. It comes 3 into 1 by 3 into V2. 3 gets cancelled again, and similarly output due to source 2 will be equal to V2. So till the time we have seen that the output using superposition theorem, output due to source V1 is V01 is equal to V1, V02 is equal to V2, V03 is minus V3, V04 is minus V4. So composite, that is all together the effect of V1, V2, V3 and V4 all together will have such kind of equation. I came back to the previous circuit, original circuit, where the figure shows adder and subtractor circuit. I'm looking at all the effects together, V1, V2, V3 and V4 in this circuit. That's why I mentioned V out. So V out will be equal to effect of source 1 V01 plus effect of source 2 V02 plus effect of source 3 V03 plus effect of source 4 V04. Putting all the values here, so V01 is V1 plus V2 minus V3 minus V4. Taking minus sign outside, you can see here the final output V out is V1 plus V2 minus of V3 plus V4. So you can see here addition is performed V1 plus V2. Here also addition is performed V3 plus V4, and here subtraction is performed. Hence, this is adder as well as subtractor together. I've finished my point regarding today's lecture. If you have any doubt regarding these points, you may discuss with me. I'll wait for 2 minutes. If there is a discussion from your end, we'll discuss it, we'll resolve it. Else, after 2 minutes, I'll give you one assignment related to similar topic taught, and later on we'll be meeting on next day. Yes, any queries? I'll wait for 2 minutes only. And don't leave meeting, because the assignment is there for which you have to solve this problem and you have to upload on the Teams. There will be one problem to solve based on the theory covered, and you have to solve it and upload it on Teams in the tab upload file. Any queries, student? Yes, Pranjali Amalkar, are you there? Pranjali Amalkar. Rajeshwari. Yes, Pranjali. Attended lecture?
Yes, sir.
Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Understanding the concepts? Okay. Mute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Rajeshwari.
Yes, sir.
Rajeshwari. Yeah,
Yes,
getting
sir.
everything? Okay, mute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Mandeep Singh. Mandeep Singh. Mandeep Singh. Are you there? Sanket Singhadi. Sanket, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, getting everything?
Hello? Yes, sir.
Getting everything? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Note down किया है? Note down किया है?
हाँ, sir.
Okay. Mute yourself. Okay, I hope everybody is getting the things in this online lecture, and now I will just move back to the PPT. I will give you one problem statement, and I will end this session later on. So here we have seen, concluding this lecture, we have seen the subtraction operation using differential amplifier, adder and subtractor operation simultaneously using differential amplifier, and have seen the analysis of this circuit as well as numerical based on the circuit. Then this is the PPT. Please see the PPT. Topic is university exam paper. It is winter 2018. It is for I hope for 7 to 8 marks. Design an averaging circuit for 4 DC input. You have to solve this and upload on the Teams. Okay, you may upload into your individual classes, may upload into the common class in which this lecture is going on. No worry about that. But I need a solution to this topic or this problem statement solved by 3U1 as well as 3U2. I'll repeat it. It is a design and averaging circuit for 4 DC inputs. Designing averaging circuit for 4 DC input. So what you need is Zout is equal to averaging, means you may go for inverting, non-inverting, no worry about that. It will be Vout is equal to 1 by 4 into V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4. You may use inverting, non-inverting as per your convenience. And there is no problem with this lecture, no query. Thank you very much. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.